What is the core belief of Islam, or what is Islam?
Within Islam, there's two core beliefs, right? The first fundamental belief, which is at the core of everything, the primary belief is in the oneness of God. We believe that there's one creator of the universe, there's one sustainer of the universe, there's only one being that is almighty, all powerful, all knowing, is all wise, and we believe that He is the only being that's worthy of worship. Right, so that is the core belief of Islam, and we believe that since the dawn of time, all of the prophets that He sent, that Creator He sent them to teach this particular message. So some of their messages may have varied based on circumstances and based on context and which community they went to, etc. But one message that was common with all of them, and that they all prioritized and they all taught their people, was this message of the oneness of God, which we call Tawheed. That's the foundational core belief, and then tied with that, the second core belief is belief in the finality uh, and the prophecy of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the fact that he is the final messenger, and we believe that everything that he came with and brought was the truth. So those are the two core aspects of our faith as Muslims.
Who is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final prophet in Islam. We believe that he is the uh, he brought a message that was complete and that will remain until the end of times, and it will remain as guidance until the end of times. Whereas all the prophets before him brought messages that were specific to a particular time, a particular locality, a particular nation, and it was possible for their messages or some aspects of their message to become irrelevant and to go out of practice with the coming of a new prophet and a new message. But we believe that the message of the Prophet Muhammad will remain until the end of times, and it will remain as guidance until the end of times.
What is the most important aspect of
Obviously, the most core aspect, we believe, of a Muslim is one's relationship with Allah. But that manifests in your actions, right? It manifests in how you deal with other people. It manifests in how you are to your parents, how you are to your family, how you are to your siblings, how you are to uh, classmates, coworkers, how you deal with people that you know, people that you don't know, people you like, people you dislike. Um, your relationship with Allah manifests in all of those interactions. It manifests in all of these interactions that we have, right? So if you are fearing of Allah, um, you will be mindful of the rights of others upon you. If you're not, then there's nothing that would stop you from doing whatever you want. So while that that core belief is important, it manifests in our actions and in our behaviors, in our behavior towards others.
what are some common misconceptions about Islam?
That's a good question. I think one perhaps misconception is, while there are many, um, the one that comes to mind is that there's an idea that uh, Muslims Muslims believe that your actions are everything, right? And your faith doesn't matter, and it's not mercy from the Lord doesn't matter. It's all about your deeds, right? And that we're hyper focused on deeds and actions. While it is true that we do believe as Muslims that actions are important, right? Um, Allah created us in a realm where we're not just thoughts and minds, we're actions. That's how we interact. So how can it be that actions are not important, right? So actions have to be important. But at the end of the day, we don't believe that our actions will get us into paradise, right? The Prophet Muhammad, in a famous hadith, was asked, or he told his companions, that none of you will be saved by your deeds. So they said, well, what about you? You're the Prophet of Allah. He said, not even me. Right? What saves us and what causes us to attain salvation is the mercy of God. But but that does not mean the actions are not important. But we believe at the end of the day, salvation comes from His mercy alone, purely, right? It doesn't come from what we do. What we do is just we fulfill our obligations to Him, and the more good that you do, the more you open yourself up to receiving His mercy.
How does Islam view other religions?
Well, if we look at the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we see that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a respectful and a mutually beneficial relationship uh, with other faith systems, right? So when it comes to this particular life, you know, based on context and things of that sort, there's no problem that Islam has with other faith systems. However, we do believe that the only path to Allah, right, and the only path to salvation is Islam, right? So we believe that the only guidance is the guidance of Rasulullah, is the guidance of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The only path to Allah is Islam.
ماكثين فيه أبدا وينذر الذين قالوا اتخذ الله ولدا ما لهم به من علم ولا لآبائهم
So no one's going to see this except for your professor or the whole class.